The hair? How is this? We're live. What's up, my beautiful peeps? Welcome back to Lis Talks Vibes. How are you guys? I hope you guys are feeling great. I hope you guys are feeling awesome. I hope you guys are feeling positive. Let's get straight into today's video about positivity. I'm going to talk to you guys, give you guys some tips and tricks on how you can start feeling and thinking positively. I'm gonna talk to you guys about some things I have done, what worked out for me, and just hopefully it does work for you guys. There ain't really no secret formula. It's pretty simple, but you really do have to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? You have to put in the effort and you actually have to do the thing. One thing I'm gonna tell you is you are not going to be positive all the time. You're not going to think positive and feel positive all the time. And you are not always going to receive positive things, positive news. You're not just always going to be this happy person once you start being positive. You know, there are going to be some things that come up. And it's not like it's negative things are going to happen. When you are positive and think positive and feel positive, of course you are going to attract positivity. Life is for sure full of surprises, though. Things happen, you know, events happen, and just these little hiccups, how I like to call them, tests happen, and it's really how you react to these things. I know I don't like to look at any certain thing negatively. I don't react negatively, and that's how you should see things as well. You need to start seeing things positively, because it really is on how you react to things. Are you going to react with anger, with fear, with these negative feelings and thoughts? No. Because then that's how you build up more negative inside your body. You're just going to be this negative person that's just going to attract more negativity. If you take a certain situation as negative, then it will be negative. It will turn out negative. At the end, it's just going to be negative. Instead of you taking some type of bad situation, if you think it's bad, you know, or negative, whatever, if you want to see it like that in the beginning, you know, your immediate reaction, okay, fine. But then you got to switch that and start thinking positively. Look at the positive side. That way, the end result is something positive and not something negative. There is an important lesson to everything. And it's really life. It's the universe. It's God trying to test you on how you're going to react to these things. You're probably asking for strength. You're asking for wisdom. Okay, well, it gives it to you. It gives you these certain situations and events on how you're going to react. Are you just going to react negative? By reacting negative, you just take it negative. You take it as bad and you learn nothing from it, because you're just there with anger, questioning, why is this happening to me? Why me? I have bad luck, all this and that. Instead of thinking positively, and if there's some sort of problem, you get into finding the solution and you learn from that certain situation. You get the wisdom during those things, the growth. You learn something from it. You get the lesson. There's probably a lot of you guys out here negative as well, which is probably why you're watching the video, because you want to turn to positivity. You want to switch to being a positive person and feeling positive, thinking positive, and receive positive things. But it's not always like that, you know. There's so much you can control, which you control a lot. You are in control of your life. But if you believe in God, I mean, I know I do. It's all up to God. You know, it's in God's hands. I would find myself questioning all these things that were happening to me. Most of the time, it's you causing these things for yourself, because you do control a lot. You contribute into what happens for you. You're living in the present moment. You're in the present moment. But what you are doing in this present moment has a lot to do with tomorrow, with the future. If you are just not doing anything for your life, then don't expect anything in your life. You know, don't expect success. Don't expect growth. But if you are working towards a better tomorrow, towards your future, towards your health, then there is going to be a better and brighter tomorrow. You are working towards growth and you're going to see growth. When I was in my negative stage, I was just negative. I didn't like me. I didn't like the life I was living. I didn't like my job. I just really didn't like anything that was going on in my life. I just kept thinking it, saying it. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. I wasn't doing anything to change it, and I just kept doing what I was doing. So how is it that I was really expecting any growth? I wanted growth, but like, hunty, we gotta work towards it, you know? I was just in this very negative cycle, doing negative things. I had bad habits. It was just this cycle of working Monday through Friday, my 9 to 5, and partying on the weekends. So it was literally this cycle. It was a whole cycle, a routine that I was so comfortable in because I just knew that. You know, my mindset was very different back then. So I thought, well, if I stop partying, I'm going to lose these people. If I leave this job, am I going to find another job? Like, what am I going to do? And I would just think negative about those situations instead of taking a risk. I didn't want to take a risk. I was scared. I was afraid because what if it didn't go out the way I wanted it to go? And, you know, so I was just thinking negative about that until I was basically forced by the whole pandemic to stay inside during the weekends. Honestly, stay inside the whole fucking week. Like, I got laid off. I got laid off from my job. It was a new job that I had got, and everything closed. So we weren't able to go out, bro. We were in lockdown. And that did a lot for me because I literally laid low. Not in the beginning, to be honest. I was still not doing the greatest things. I was still drinking. I was investing so much time and energy into just drinking and literally every day. It got really bad until it got better. You know what I'm saying? So it did take a while. Until then, I laid low. I cut ties with certain people I was hanging out with. I just really remained to me, and I was focusing on me. I was reflecting. I was doing a lot of work on myself. I decided to work on myself. I figured that, hey, I have control of my life. It wasn't that these people I was hanging out with were controlling me, but they did have some sort of impact because I was putting them first instead of me. If they were to tell me, let's go here, let's do this, I'd be like, okay, you know. I didn't have boundaries set, and I wasn't grounded. So it was like I was just being pulled here and there. I was like, yo, like, I have control. Like, I'm in control of my life. I can change my life. And I'm going to change my life. I decided I'm going to change because that's the only way I'm going to see change. I can live the life that I want, but I have to put in the work. I have to put in the effort, and I have to invest my time and energy into things that are actually going to help me grow. And I'm telling you right now, you can change your life. You just really have to put in the effort. You can manifest all you want, wish these things, see the vision. But if you don't put in the effort and take action, you're not going to see anything. Those things are great. They're great. Manifesting, seeing the vision, before you actually do something. But you can't be investing so much time and energy into that because it doesn't do anything for you, to be honest. Yeah, that's a start. But then the next step is actually putting in the work, getting to it. And I'm going to tell you some of the things you got to stop investing your time and energy into. Stop investing time into not the best people, into negative people. People who are going out all the time, people who are drinking, people who are smoking, people who are doing drugs, people who only gossip, people who just have drama in their life. Those are not good people. I really believe in you are who you hang out with, and you might not agree to that right now. I know I did not agree to that in the beginning once I first heard that. I heard that in college. One of my professors I think it was an ethics class, and she said you are who you hang out with. And I totally fucking disagreed with her because I was hanging out with not the best people, to be honest. I didn't agree with that because I said I'm not like them. Like, I'm actually in school. I'm actually trying to do something out of my life. It was in the beginning of the semester. It was a semester class. And towards the end, I totally agreed with her because I figured out I am turning like these people. Like, I am a part of them. I do exactly what they do, with the only difference is that I go to school. I was going drunk to school. I was doing cocaine in the school bathrooms. Like, I was going in hella high. I was exactly like them. I was doing the same thing, just in a different environment. They stayed home drinking, doing drugs. I just did it at school. It's even fucking worse, you know? So you really are who you hang out with. That has a lot of influence towards you. I kept hanging out with them. I was obviously going to still drink. That's where I ended up doing drugs. So be careful who you are currently hanging out with. If they are not helping you grow, you got to cut those people off. They're not doing anything in your life. They're just holding you back from success. And if they don't want to grow with you, if you're trying to move forward and grow, you might want to bring them with you because you also want them to grow. But if they don't want to, you got to leave them behind. You got to let them go. Let them go with love. You don't have to hate them, or anything like that. But just let them go with love. Like, they don't want to grow. They want to stay comfortable in their lane. That's good, but you're trying to level up. You really have to stop investing your time and energy into bad habits as well. Into drinking, doing drugs, smoking weed. Those are bad habits. Let's say you are drinking, smoking weed, doing whatever the fuck you're doing, I don't know. And you are still getting your stuff done, most of your stuff. You might think you have this balance thing going on and that you are still leveling up. Okay, you might be. But just imagine how much more growth, how much more leveling up, how much more shit you can actually get done if you were not doing none of those things. You can be getting so much done, dude, if you weren't investing time into smoking, drinking, doing all those things. Like, you can be, dude, doing all types of things. With the drinking, doing drugs, smoking weed, with those things, if you say they're helping your anxiety, they're helping you to go to sleep, they're helping you eat, whatever they're supposedly helping you with, that's only a band-aid covering up whatever issue that you have. You need to get to the root cause of what's not helping you sleep, what's causing your anxiety. Because that's just fucking you up in the long run. And you're just going to be depending on those things to calm your anxiety, calm it, to help you fall asleep. And I used to use those things for a lot of things, supposedly. And it wouldn't fucking help. And it just fucked me up. And I just depended on those things. And then it's hard getting off of them. You can do it. You can get off of them. But let me tell you that it is hard and it's tough. And a lot of people don't do it. They can't handle the withdrawals and just give in easily. And if you are going through that, you got this. You can get off of anything. You can be free from those things. You don't have to depend on those things. You don't need to depend on those things. You don't need those things at all, to be honest. With bad habits, they look different on everybody. Some might call something a bad habit. Another one might not see it as a bad habit. So I suggest you list down current habits that you have. Just list them all down. Some might be helping you grow and some are probably not helping you grow and they are pulling you back. Those would be the bad habits. And then you cross those out and you stop doing those things. Whatever it is, whatever isn't helping you grow, let it go. If it really ain't helping you grow, doesn't make you happy, isn't helping you get to the next level, then let go of that habit and start a new habit, something new. The new habit might not work out as well, but that's fine. As long as you're trying some new things and what works for you and what is helping you level up, that's fine. I don't know if you might see this as a bad habit or just like something not so positive. Parties. I stopped going to parties because there was a lot of peer pressure for me at first when I was trying to quit alcohol and drugs, because what are at parties? Alcohol, drugs, and all these things. And just people telling you, take a shot, just one won't hurt, this and that. So that was one of the main reasons. But then after I got more into like energy and vibes, I just knew that wasn't my vibe. It wasn't my scene. for that time, I just really wanted to work on my energy and get my energy right before I expose myself, my energy to these type of environments, to these type of people, to all these energies and souls, because I didn't know how to take care of my energy back then. Now I go to parties. It's totally fine for me. I am grounded in who I am, and I don't let anybody pick at my energy. I might hug some people here and there, but that shit, once I get home, I get that sage and I smudge myself with some sage, some Palo Santo, turn on an incense. That way I'm like, any energy I came into contact with that I encountered, I let you go and I return you back to your owner. You know, I say a little prayer like that, just something positive like that, and I'm grounded in who I am. I take back all my energy that was taken away from me by any other energy and stuff like that. That's what I like to say, like a little ritual, you know. Once I get home, I keep my crystals on me at all times. My bracelets, make sure to go check them out on my Etsy shop. I have a little pouch too that has some sage in there, like some lavender. You guys, I take care of my energy now, you know? That way it's like it's my energy and I just feel like I'm just this strong force. Like, you can't fuck with me. You won't be able to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I know what the fuck I am. I suggest for you to stop going to these type of events just for a little while until you get your energy straight. Because I know before I just let those energies kind of consume me. Those negative energies like to pick at you and like want to take some of your positivity. You feel drained. Check that out. When you go to a place, it could be any place. It doesn't have to be a party. You might be all good when you're home. And if you go to any certain place and you come back home and you just feel so drained, you just feel it. You feel it. You feel the vibe. Then that wasn't such a good environment. If you saw this person encounter somebody, that wasn't some good energy. That wasn't something that you should really fuck with in the future, because they drained your energy. You don't feel like you. But that's when you want to smudge some sage. That's why you need some crystals, turn on a little incense or something like that. But that's how you realize what environment is for you, what people are for you and whatnot. Because you feel it when you feel drained, when you feel like these people just pick at you, just kind of use you in a way. That's how I felt. And that's why I stopped going to those places. But now I can go to those places. If you're somewhere and you just feel it, like you shouldn't be there, and you get this vibe, then leave. You gotta go. That just ain't your scene. You just gotta stop investing time and energy into all negativity that you currently have in your life. People, events, things, the bad habits. Once you get rid of all those things, you just feel so free. Like, this weight is lifted off your shoulders, off your life, and you will actually feel it. Like, you'll just feel like you can breathe. You just cut ties with all these bad things that were holding you back. It's motivating. It's inspiring towards yourself. That's a step towards positivity, towards growth. That's all positivity. If you do all those things that I don't want to say I'm telling you to do, but I'm suggesting for you to do, and you guys actually do it, that's working towards positivity. That's all positivity. That's all self-love. That's all self-care. That's all growth. And once you get rid of all of that, all of those things, all of the negativity out of your life, around you, you start working on you. You start working towards letting go, towards getting rid of that negativity that's inside of you. It's time to do some inner work. It's time to heal, baby. You gotta let go of all that negativity in your life. That's, the outside. The most important part is the inside. Working on you internally and letting go of those negative thoughts that are inside of you, that are living inside of you. Old negative thoughts, present negative thoughts about the future. Same with feelings, old negative feelings, present negative feelings, or feelings that you have about the future. You got to let go of all that stuff, and you will switch all of that to love, dude. Doing all of that is loving yourself. This is why I tell you guys self-love is so important, and it really does start with self-love, because you might not realize when you're doing all these things that it's actually taking care of you, that it's loving yourself. And it is. I'm telling you, That is all self-love. So start thinking that it is self-love, because then you will want to do more things, better things. Just realizing that that is self-love, you just want to love yourself even more. You will want to do better for yourself. You will let go of all these attachments with people, and it will pay off. And positivity is a process. Self-love is a process. Everything is a process. That's why I said in the beginning that you will not always be positive. You will not always receive positive things. You won't always think positive and feel positive, because it's just a continuous process. Things will happen to you. You will get some negative thoughts here and there, but don't hate yourself for it. Don't feel bad about it. Feel it, whatever, think it, and then let it go. Get to the root cause. Why are you thinking like that? For whatever reason, I don't know why you're thinking like that. Where is it coming from? And then think, is that really something you should be thinking about? Is that something that's actually going to help you out? No, it makes you feel some type of way. So then it's time to let it go. And you can immediately change that negative thought, that negative feeling, into a positive one. Because when you start feeding that negative thought and you play out this negative scenario, then you actually get that negative feeling. And I see that as manifesting it, manifesting something negative to happen, and you don't want that. And it just builds up that negative feeling. So when you have a negative thought, change it immediately to a positive one. Say it out loud. Stop. I let go of this negative thought. This negative thought isn't serving any purpose towards me, to my life. It ain't a one-day thing where you go from negative to positive. Which, yeah, I mean, you do the change. Your mindset changes. But you have to maintain that. You have to maintain being positive. You have to keep working on it. It's a process. When I get some not so good thoughts, I talk to myself. I let myself know that there is no point in thinking negatively. And now I know that it's just only going to attract negative things. So I ask myself, do you want negativity or do you want positivity? And I respond to myself, I want positivity. Okay, then let's think positive. Let's not react with more negativity, with negative thoughts that then will turn into negative feelings and will manifest into something really negative happening. Like, do you really want something negative to happen? No, I know I don't. So I respond to myself, no, sir. No, ma'am. We don't want nothing negative. If you take my advice and you lay low and you let go of all these people, you might want to let go of them for a while. You're like, you know what? Let me just lay low for a cool minute, and then I'll get back to you. You know, I'll come back, this and that. I suggest to not even go back. Don't go back to old friends. Don't go back to old habits. I mean, I doubt you will either way. You'll just realize those weren't the best people, that they were probably negative people, and you don't want to surround yourself with that anymore. You're positive now. You have switched to positivity, and you are going to maintain it now. So you're only going to want to surround yourself with positive people, with positive things. That's what's going to help you maintain positivity. If you go back to your old people, they're going to influence you. And you might want to go back because you want to help them out too, this and that. Okay, shit, if you want to try it out, go ahead. But you can't change nobody. At the end of the day, people will change only for themselves. You can help them out so much, but they really have to help out themselves. So it's okay to leave them behind. Just focus on you and worry about you. And with bad habits, like, I'm not telling you don't ever drink. I mean, you shouldn't ever do drugs. Drugs are horrible for you. I don't know if you want to go back to drinking casually. For me personally, I find no point in drinking now. I don't need a drink to loosen up. I don't need a drink after a long day. I don't need none of that. You know, I don't want to say I'm never going to drink, because I don't know. I don't know. But I will never get drunk like that. Like, I will never drink how I did. I don't know, maybe in like 5 years, I'll have one shot throughout the whole night. I just don't fucking know, you know. I might smoke weed. Not how I used to before either, but just once every, I don't fucking know what, you know. Right now, currently, I don't crave none of that. I don't want none of that. I find no need in none of that. That's not something I focus on. It's not something I want in my life. I just knew how much damage it caused me, that I know I will not allow myself to go through that again and damage myself like that again. But I just really do not want that. I just want positivity. I want positivity for you too. I just want positivity for all of us, and we just have to be positive with one another. So I really hope this inspires you to stop with the negativity, stop being negative, stop thinking negative, feeling negative, and all that stuff, because it's not doing any good for you. Think about that. Is it really doing good for you? No, you're just probably attracting more negativity. It's time to change to positivity, and it's time to go through the process, dude. Don't give up. Keep going. You got this. It's a process. You know, you're not just going to change. Like, it's not just a one-day thing. Maintain it. You can do it. Speak good vibes to yourself. Don't forget to speak good vibes to others. Start loving yourself. That's the step towards loving yourself. That's all, loving yourself and taking care of you. I wish you guys the best. I wish you guys nothing but positivity and lots of self-love. I love you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I will talk to you guys in the next episode. See ya. Peace, my peeps.